Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. Today we are back continuing to follow the manhunt for Danelo Cavalcante, an escaped murderer, a convicted, sentenced murderer that escaped from the Chester County Prison on August 31st of 2023. He was only sentenced on August 22nd of 2023 and he escaped on August 31st. So he's been on the run since then. We've been looking at the area. We can go over some highlights from the presentation again. If you were there with me yesterday for that marathon stream, thank you so much for being there with me. Thanks for all the comments. I read through as many as I could this morning as well. Don't worry, I've also been napping with one eye open. Just looking at updates the whole time. Let's hope today is the day that they get him. They are having a press conference today, so let me show you this quickly so that you can see the update here. Thank you to everyone who's sending me emails and everything. We're starting half an hour before the press conference because, of course, we want to recap a little bit in case there's anyone who's brand new here. So let me just unpin my message as well. Maybe someone didn't join yesterday and they're like, what is this all about? Okay, what are we all watching? So that is, I'm just checking. Someone says no audio. Are we good? Sound good. Welcome to all my moderators. Welcome to all my patrons and all my members as well. Thank you so much for all your support and everything you do. Remember, it's free to subscribe, so welcome to all my subscribers, old and new, original Grizzlies, everybody that's new here. Thank you so much for being here as part of this community. Really appreciate it. Welcome to all the new members. I see people joining now, trying to put your comments on the screen. There we go. And also welcome to a brand new moderator that we have on the team, Grizzly Cat. Thank you for everything you do as well. All right. Are we ready to look at this? So, I was looking all day for updates and I found this one. Finally, I'm like, oh my word. Okay, so they said press conference. The Pennsylvania State Police and the Chester County District Attorney's Office will provide updates on the manhunt for Danelo Cavalcante. See how they spell that there for anyone asking questions? I know in Brazil it will be D-A-N-I-L-O. Okay, and on court papers it's spelled two ways, but in America it's D-A-N-E-L-O, which is, I think he might have had a slight name change. Okay, Michelle Nicholas, thank you so much for your super sticker there. So he's 34 years old. We'll go over everything again. They're updating us on the search for him. I cannot believe that they did not get him yesterday. Oh my word. Like it seemed like they were zoning in on him. There was the surrender warning and everything. And somehow this guy managed to carry on running through the woods, it seems. Okay, so let me just tell you what we're in for. We're going to look at this update here. We're going to look at the press conference. I've got some video clips to show you. We've got some social media posts as well to go over, of course. We've got the police scanner in the background. I'm not playing it right now because otherwise it'll distract us. And we're also looking at the flight radar as always. Okay. 007 Angelo says, new Grizzly, I love your channel and your accent. Thank you so much. If you guys are new here, I am South African, living in the Netherlands, which is maybe you might know as Holland or Amsterdam city, you might know. Yes, so that is where the accent is South African. Thank you so much. Deborah says, thank you. Great work. Empathy, honesty, key. Thank you so much. All right, so the press conference, they say here is at 1 p.m. So that would be Eastern time, which is happening in the next 23 minutes. I'm dying to see what they're going to say. It might be a nothing burger because press conferences usually are in situations like this. It might just be like, we're still looking. We've still got this in the side, but we still want to hear it. No matter what, the public does want the update. Of course, we want to hear what is going on. What happened yesterday? Where do you think he is? And do you think he's still in that area? That 1 to 2 mile area around that Waterglen lane. Welcome, Rainbow Rising. Okay, so they said, this is still an active and ongoing investigation. Hundreds of law enforcement officers are working around the clock using helicopters, drones, and K9 units to locate the fugitive. Those in, let me just make it bigger for you, Pocopson Township area where the suspect was last seen will be contacted directly with additional information as it develops. So what do you decode that as? What's happening there? Well, I mean, they still say this is still an active and ongoing investigation. One would say this is still an ongoing and active manhunt, right? Anyway, but that's how they said it. So I'm like, did you get him yet? Have you got him? To catch this guy yet? It was so amazing. If that, please tell us you've got him and that you're investigating how he got out. That would be like best news of the day, right? So they said hundreds of law enforcement officers are working around the clock using helicopters, drones, and K9 units to locate the fugitive. To locate the fugitive. Those in the Pocopson Township area where the suspect was last seen will be contacted directly with additional information as it develops. So if you are local and you receive some additional information, can you please send it to me? Let me know. Keep us in the know. All right. Chris Davies, where did you see that? We'll have to look. Miss Dog Lover said he's probably hiding in the sewers in that area. Thank you, Miss Dog Lover. I do see emails about that as well. I wonder, because they think he's in that wooded area, Very interesting, though. So they said live streamed on Facebook Live, and they gave the link. The link actually just goes to this very same page. So it'll be here. We'll just wait for it to be live over here. If you didn't know, let's quickly look at the flyer. The reward is, I wish they would update this. It's $10,000. But the it says U.S. Marshals, the reward up to $5,000. So the reason they say $5,000 is because the U.S. Marshals will be offering a $5,000 reward. And then there's also the Chester County, the U.S. Marshals $5,000, yeah, and Chester County $5,000. Okay, so he's been wanted, this man, since August 31st of 2023 in Chester County, Pennsylvania, for escape, serving a life sentence for homicide. He murdered his ex-girlfriend in April of 2021. He went to trial. They sentenced him to life without parole. And he was only sentenced on August 22nd of 2023. He escaped a week later. But we will go over that again. But just so that you know how violent he is and how dangerous he is. I think love is a 4-letter word. He stabbed this lady, 33-year-old Deborah Brando, 38 times in front of her children. Her 7-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son. In 2021. And he also murdered a man in Brazil in 2017. And he's wanted. There's an active open arrest warrant for him in Brazil for that murder. So when he murdered the man in Brazil, apparently he was in a gang and he murdered this man because he owed him money. Then he fled Brazil and illegally entered America, the USA. And there he was. I don't know if he'd been working or what he was doing, this whole time, or was he just living off Deborah and then he murdered her? It was a terrible relationship, a DV relationship. She reported him multiple times. And wow, when she found out that there was a warrant for his arrest in Brazil, she actually threatened to tell police when she found out that he hacked into her social media accounts like Instagram and was monitoring her messages. Weed Killer says, first time, long time, love the channel. Thank you so much, Weed Killer. So, 2 murders already. He's 1 murder away from being a serial killer, and that's what we know of. That's according to the FBI's definition, right? 3 or more with a cool-off period in between. So, yes, he's been wanted since the 31st of August. This is now day 5 of the search for him. I started covering this yesterday. There's just not much coverage on this. I do know that local news, they've got articles out, they've got little news clips and things, but when I say that, right, I mean, it's myself and a guy called Nick from X or Twitter, as it was known, like doing live coverage of this, which I think is important in case any locals there, I'm sure by now they all know about it, but you just never know. If they see this and go, whoa, like what? I mean, it sounds like the Amazon Prime delivery dude from yesterday that tried to enter Waterglen Drive didn't know because he was getting irritated that he couldn't complete his delivery at one of those houses when the SWAT teams and the cops turned him away. Denise Parker said, thank you, G, and best mods on YouTube. Your work so hard. Thank you so much, Denise Parker. Okay. So, caution, violent history, as they say there. He is, they say race Hispanic, which people are losing their minds about because he's from Brazil. He's Portuguese. Born on the 7th of the 3rd, 1989. Male, 5 foot. He's 5 foot tall. And I don't know if that's in his favor right now, actually, hiding, in trees or in the woods or something like that. And he's 120 pounds, black shaggy hair, they say, and brown eyes. So combined rewards, $10,000, $5,000 from the USMS and $5,000 from Chester County. Danelo Souza, the Souza is his second name, right? Middle name. Cavalcante is wanted by Chester County detectives, Pennsylvania State Police, and the United States Marshals Service for escaping the Chester County prison on 8/31/2023. Cavalcante is also wanted for a homicide in Brazil. He's a Brazilian national fluent in Portuguese and Spanish. Anyone with information, all of these links are in the description box for you. If you want to screenshot this, you can share it as well or download it from the Chester County District Attorney's Facebook page. But they say anyone with information should call 911 or contact the U.S. Marshals Service at 1-877-WANTED or online at usmarshals.gov/tips. Note to law enforcement, before arrest, verify warrant through, and I don't know if this still stands on the flyer, just like notify through this and call the U.S. Marshals, yes. But they're like, you can use deadly force if he doesn't surrender. So that is interesting as well. Okay, so interesting. Question, do they have him surrounded in this country so he doesn't leave? Well, they have him surrounded in the area where they believe he is, right? Lo Stephen said, thank you from Western PA. Oh, thank you so much, Lo. All right, and as I say, anything that I share from social media, I always tell you guys, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not here to vet every single person who's got footage on social media. I'm here to show you footage so that this guy, in order to help with this, we are here to share information to help catch the guy. That is the mission. Do we understand the assignment? That is the mission. Information coming from locals in the chat, on emails, on social media. You know, always take it with a pinch of salt, do your own research and all of that. But we are looking at it because we want to make sure from this area as well. I've got some footage from one of the Grizzlies that drove around there to show us the area. Thank you so much. I haven't got a response yet to know if I can say their name or not, so I'd rather keep them anonymous. Michelle said, Nick said, no sewers, just wells and septic tanks. So thank you, Michelle. So, what am I saying? Okay, we've got some footage to go over and everything, right? So now we know what's happening today. There's going to be a press conference in the next 15 minutes. So that's what we got. Are we all up to speed? Do you know what's happening? Do you know what he looks like and everything? I really hope so. I'll just quickly do this so that you can just see the picture of him again. 34 years old, 5 foot, 120 pounds, shaggy black hair, brown eyes, fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. Let's hope today is the day that they catch him. All right. So this would be the 4th press conference that they've had so far. We looked at all 3 yesterday, and I have put timestamps there for you. So I really hope that you will check that out as well if you missed yesterday's live stream. Okay. So he was a former gang member, as we know. And I just want to show you pictures here. Shame of this lady who he murdered in front of her children. I mean, it's terrible. Do you get worse than that? She was playing outside with her kids, 7-year-old daughter, 4-year-old son. And he stabbed her with a knife that he was using to prepare meat for a barbecue that day. And at the trial, they said the motive was because he wanted to silence her because she found out about him being wanted for murder in Brazil. Orange Peel says, thank you for your commentary. Thank you so much, Orange Peel. Really appreciate it. Yes, let's hope he gets caught today. So I'm looking forward to this press conference. As you might know, unless you're brand new here, what we do here is we boost the sound as much as possible because press conferences, sometimes the sound's a bit wonky. So we make sure to boost the sound so that we can really hear what they're saying, even though sometimes still when it comes to the Q&A section and things, it's hard. What I find interesting is that in all the press conferences that they've uploaded everywhere, there's no Q&A. They cut out the Q&A part, which I'm like, come on, that's very important. You know, why in all the press conferences can't we hear the Q&As? So, okay, now let's look at some of these clips. I've got some clips here for you. There we go. So this is footage, surveillance footage from September 2nd, 2023 at 1:44 a.m. This is what the Chester County District Attorney's Office shared, and it was of this guy, the escaped killer, walking through someone's yard, caught on camera. So we went over where that was. Oh, Google Maps. Just hold on. I'm still still in this area. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, no, I'll have to open the maps again. It refreshed itself. Sorry about that. But the point is, it was on that Can't remember the street's name now. Parkersville, wait, Water Glen. It was Ballintree Lane. There we go. The 1800 block of Ballintree Lane. So here's the footage. I've just put it on a loop for you in case you haven't seen it yet. They say he hasn't changed his appearance. He seems to be, he's got a backpack. They're not sure where he got that. He's carrying something else as well. He's got white sneakers on. Looks like long pants. Yeah. So we got that. Okay. Mrs. Melissa said, no one can accuse anyone of giving false information when they haven't had the press conference and given details. Right? Okay, continuing on. Karen said, I'm concerned the sighting yesterday was false. Just got to move the chat quickly. Hold on. Can't read everything. You're concerned that it's false and that he isn't really in the area that they keep flying over. But it's not just about the flights, though. They actually had a sighting of him at 2:40 p.m. between two houses. So I understand your concern completely. However, if the entire, like, U.S. Marshals, the SWAT team, the detectives, the helicopters, the drone, all the resources, all the money is being spent there, I think they would be pretty sure that he's there, right? Okay, so I'm just playing this for you as well. Oh, someone's saying black stripe on sleeve of shirt. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah. Vicky said, don't you know those people in the neighborhood are on pins and needles? Yes. Okay, so here somebody sent this to me. Thank you so much to you as well, which was the sound of the surrender announcement they were trying to make to him. Like, you surrender yourself. Okay, and here's another Grizzly that sent me some video footage as well. Shadow Lady, can I call you? Thank you so much for sending this. So, Shadow Lady went around to show us boots on the ground footage of the area. I really appreciate it so much. Please stay safe. Know, you guys, that I'm not requesting footage because I'd prefer for you all to stay safe. Okay, stay in your houses. If that's what the police are saying. Stay in your houses. Stay in your house. Stay safe. Also, sorry for not saying this yet. Happy Labor Day to everyone in the USA. I hope that you are having a good day. For those of you in this area, I'm so sorry that this day is really, really tense for you. So let's have a look at this video. The press conference will start in 9 minutes.
So just to give you an idea, this is Parkersville Road, about 2 miles, I guess, from where this suspect is. Now, if you can just look around here, yeah. Can you hide? Probably. And look at this. The road goes up and down and up and down. It's actually not an easy drive here. One lane. The other road that's about a mile up, which was Lenape, they closed it down completely, made it look like construction or something. Anyway, just take note of all these trees and this craziness. Pocopson Road is right here. And I'm driving really slow, so He's perturbed. Shouldn't be doing that in one lane, the less. Yeah. But yeah, this road is actually pretty creepy. Look at this. Well, if he pops up here, I'll have to just run him over. Check it out. Let's see, this road here is Hanover Drive. Yeah, so creepy road. Just wanted you guys to see. I mean, not creepy, like, you know, gross. It's just a lot of trees here. Tough to get through, you see? And I'm not that far. I'm maybe...
In half a mile, turn left.
All right, I'm a half a mile turn left from the closest road to that area where they have it all shut down. Yeah, a lot of farm here. Gorgeous area, actually. There you go. And by the way, it was 95 degrees here, so right now...
In 0.1 miles, turn left.
So then you got this little... There's some open area, but I gotta tell you, you can definitely hide between these homes. So I'm in the area. Just wanted to show you. That's a deer. Yeah, so he's like sleeping with the deer.
And bears, right?
Lots of places to hide here, as you can see. I'm a mile away. Actually, I should really look up to see where these helicopters are.
Turn left.
Sorry about that. I was pointing in the... I was pointing up in the sky. Just check out the foliage here. Well, it's not foliage. Check out the trees. It's a lot of trees. Lots of thick terrain. It's not like you can take a four-wheeler either. I mean, no way. I mean, to the trails, but if he's off the trail, hiding, you know, 10 feet up in a tree, you wouldn't see him, would you? You got this wall. It's not that high. But this is about a half a mile away. And
In half a mile, turn right.
creepy Harley guy sitting there. I guess he's lookout. I think he was cop. It's definitely a military. The hell am I? In half a mile, turn right.
We're waiting for the press conference starting in 3 minutes. Yes, we'll be watching it in 3 minutes, you guys. I prepared these videos for you in clips. Thank you so much to the lady who sent me this so that we can prepare ourselves. Be here together all
In 0.1 miles, turn right.
Yeah. So I think this is like undercover guys. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're not getting through here.
Turn.
Okay, and this was just some drone footage shared yesterday as well on social media. So, yeah. So I'm waiting for this press conference. I've got it open as in the page, Chester County District Attorney. Waiting to see where it's at. They said they'll be live. So, and I've also got a backup in case they're not on, because Philadelphia News will also be covering it. Okay, so this was part of the area there. And then I just really want to show you something. It's in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Allison said, great clip, thank you. Yes, so thank you, Shadow Lady, for all that footage that you made for us. Really appreciate it. And said, that area the copters were circling yesterday was a mile in diameter. I think that calculates about 1,000 areas of heavily wooded and foliaged ground. And yes, we're in a heat wave here on the East Coast. Also, yes, happy Labor Day to anyone who's celebrating. Someone was saying happy Labor Day to Canadians. If they celebrate too, sorry, I don't know. We don't have that here. Sorry about that, but happy day to you. Thank you for being here with all of us in this community. Laura said, love being a Grizzly. Thank you, G. Thank you, Laura, for being a member for 4 months already. Okay, so that's what we have. This is still that footage. Now let's put this back on here so that we can see the press conference. They say it's here, so if I go to live events, I mean, it should be happening here somewhere. Keeping an eye on it. Sorry, I'll make myself a little bit bigger. I'm like tiny in the corner there. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's all we're waiting for now is the press conference. And I will boost the sound as soon as it's on. Let me quickly show you this. Michelle shared. Footage shared by Waterglen neighbor of law enforcement's initial push yesterday. This is between 1676 and 1686 Waterglen. Oh, my word. They're like, what is going on? Look at them. Wow. Sure. Yeah, look at that area that they're searching. Oh my goodness. Can't wait for the conference, I know, right? We've got a minute to go. That should be happening right now, actually. So, let's go back to it. Come on, Chester County. You can do it. There you go. Yes, sound on.
For this area of the Pennsylvania State Police. Also, I'm joined by District Attorney Deb Ryan and also Rob Clark from the U.S. Marshals Office. As you know, on the morning of Thursday, August 31st, inmate Danelo Cavalcante escaped from the Chester County Prison. The investigation into the escape is ongoing and is being conducted jointly by the Chester County District Attorney's Office and the Pennsylvania State Police. After the escape was detected at approximately 10 o'clock that morning, a county employee reported seeing an individual matching the description of Cavalcante south of the prison and near Route 52. Numerous law enforcement agencies searched that area but could not locate Cavalcante. The escape investigation and search was originally coordinated by the Chester County District Attorney's Office with assistance from the Pennsylvania State Police and numerous other local, state, and federal agencies. With much of the effort now focused in PSP primary coverage area, District Attorney Ryan has requested PSP to take a leading role in this investigation. We have agreed to do that and, of course, continue to work closely with the District Attorney's Office as we move forward. We continue to bring more technology and personnel to bear on this situation. Since the day of the escape, there have been several credible sightings within an area bordered by the intersection of Route 926 and 52, north on 52 to Parkersville Road, southeast to 926, and west to the intersection of 926 and 52 in Pocopson Township. In total, there have been 4 sightings within that boundary. The most recent credible sighting occurred yesterday afternoon, also within that bordered area. We have secured that area and continue to actively search it. While there are a number of challenges, we are confident that if he is in there, we will find him. We are asking for the public's help in a number of ways. First, familiarize themselves with the photograph and description of Cavalcante. There is every reason to believe he remains in this area. Second, within the secured area I have described, as well as near there, we are asking residents to check on their neighbors. If they're not at home, please let us know so we can check their property in their absence. We know that we have numerous homes within the search area in which we presume the occupants are away for the holiday weekend. We have been checking the exteriors of many of those homes, but as they return, if they find anything disturbed, please stop and call us so that we can check it out prior to them going through the residence. Third, please check your home security cameras and call us with anything suspicious you might observe. There's been a tip line established, and we can be reached at 717-562-2987. 717-562-2987. All tips, of course, will be fully investigated. We also remind everyone that a reward totaling up to $10,000 has been offered for information leading to the capture of Danelo Cavalcante. I wanted to say a couple of things to the community as well, if I could. First, you may be hearing a message that's being broadcast from a helicopter or from cars in the vicinity of that perimeter that I talked about. One of the things that we have done is we've had the individual's mother make a recording asking him to surrender peacefully. It's done in Spanish, or actually Portuguese, and it's being broadcast in an effort to facilitate his peaceful surrender. Secondly, we're also asking the community to avoid the wooded area or anything outside of the immediate area around their homes in that perimeter that I described. As I said, we're actively searching that area. We're certainly not trying to lock anyone down, but we want to keep residents as safe as possible while we thoroughly search that area. So again, we ask them to refrain from that area. And I'd also like to thank the community for their support. You know, this has gone on for a couple of days now. I know it's stressful for the community, but I want to assure you that all of us up here and our respective offices are working diligently to bring this to a conclusion as quickly as possible. Please know we are devoting all available resources. We're constantly identifying additional needs. We're making sure we bring those in, and we will resolve this as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. With that said, we'll be happy to take questions if any of you have any.
For the most recent sighting, can you just describe a little bit about what he looked like? Has he changed his appearance at all, and what was the nature of that sighting?
The appearance was very similar to what we've described, perhaps looking a little more worn and tired, but a very brief sighting, and it was a trooper actually that observed him in some distance. Gave chase but was unable, because of the terrain and some other obstacles there, was unable to get to him before he disappeared.
Where did he run off to, or can you just give a little bit more?
It was all within that perimeter area, but I don't want to be any more specific than that.
Can you elaborate on what makes it a credible sighting? Is it all visual, or are there video components to any of it?
One was a video sighting that I believe you have all seen. We've analyzed that video. The others are not video, but after extensive interviews, we believe them to be credible sightings.
Do you have any reason to believe that he's being assisted by anyone out there at this point?
I wouldn't want to comment at this point. We'll, of course, explore all avenues, and that's always something we look for, but I wouldn't want to go into anything more right now.
Can you confirm he broke into the house?
I'm sorry?
Can you confirm that he broke into the house and stole food? We're hearing that.
We can confirm that we have investigated actually 2 burglaries. The evidence is still under analysis at this point, and so I can't confirm that it was him, but they are of interest to us.
So is that why you're telling people? Because after this holiday weekend, like you said, people haven't been home. So is that really what you're stressing to people to make sure?
Well, not only because of those 2 instances, but we know that that he is going to be looking for a means to sustain himself. He's going to need clothing. He's going to need food, and just to get in and out of the weather. It's pretty hot out there. I'm sure he's looking for some better shelter. So for a lot of reasons, we would be concerned about where he might hide.
Did you dispatch any of your troopers to Waterline Drive for one of those apparent burglaries?
That's within the search area, and yes, we have investigated a number of things within that search area. I don't want to get any more specific than that.
Obviously, it's been 5 days, so he needs to sustain himself. Talk to me about when you're looking for someone who is in a desperate situation right now, what are those things that you're taking into account in terms of his needs at this point?
Well, from experience, there are a lot of things that we'll consider, but certainly you have to keep in mind he's stressed right now. Imagine any one of you being placed in a situation where you may not have had a chance to pack, you don't have things with you other than what you're wearing, and you don't have cash, you don't have a credit card, you don't have any other means to support yourself. You're going to be desperate, and that's the situation he's in. But it's also why one of our practices in how we conduct these types of investigations and manhunts is that we'll continue to push him hard. I intend to stress him. I want to push him hard. He'll make mistakes. He'll show himself. He's already shown himself, we believe, a few times. We'll contain him, and we will eventually catch him. We will do it as quickly as possible. Obviously, it takes time. He is desperate. He does not want to be caught. He has very little to lose at this point.
With schools starting up soon, will the search efforts impact any bus stops for children? How should parents kind of deal with that? Along with
So I'm going to defer to the school districts to communicate that information out. I can tell you that we have been in touch with the State Department of Education, having discussions about this, and also the district attorney has been in touch with several of the local superintendents. We're going to have another discussion later this afternoon. Ultimately, the decision rests with the school districts. We can provide them sort of the latest picture of what's going on in their areas, and then we ask them to make that decision and communicate that out to the parents.
Have you authorized the use of deadly force to apprehend him?
Yes.
Elaborate a little bit more on that?
If he is not actively surrendering, deadly force is authorized.
This is for Deb Ryan. Have you completed your investigation into the prison break at this point, or are you still reviewing things?
Mike, our goal right now is to find this man and capture him. So we are channeling all of our efforts to bring him into custody. That is secondary. That is certainly a concern. But at this point, all manpower has been executed to find and hunt down this fugitive.
But it's been 5 days, how can you not explain how he escaped?
As I indicated, our focus right now is to capture this fugitive. He's a dangerous person. We will be able to update our investigation with respect to what happened at the prison at a later date.
Right, but I mean, obviously the question is, like, could other people also escape? I mean, is there something, at issue with the prison where somebody else could pull this off?
They have been looking into what happened, and they are investigating what happened. I'm not at liberty at this point to share with the public what is going on with respect to that investigation. The prison is very aware of whatever vulnerabilities they had, and they have made efforts to correct those
To
vulnerabilities.
clarify, you know how he escaped, and you're just not saying, or you just don't know yet?
As I indicated, we are working on the investigation with respect to the escape, but our main focus right now is to capture this fugitive.
Because you confirmed Friday that there was another escape 2 months prior to this. So
Yes, there was.
So you did confirm that.
That's correct.
2 months prior?
I believe it was in May of this year.
Okay, so that's not 2 months.
When we interviewed a
After
neighbor who
this.
said that he was in his shed, somebody who escaped a couple months ago.
I think we're talking about the same suspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
Does
confirm
this
about
guy
you talking
seem
to
like
the-
he had a plan at all? Or was this it doesn't seem like he knew where to go.
At this time, we don't know, Mike, and we're conducting that investigation
Can
currently.
you elaborate on talking to the superintendents? Because we've talked to, all of us have talked to so many neighbors, right, who are apoplectic, I want to use the word, just so upset,
Yeah.
right? Can you talk to them about, they're saying they're not getting a lot of communication. They don't know what to do. They are having guns by their side, like literally so upset. Can you just talk to them about what is going on and how you can allay their fears? Or what they should
Absolutely.
do?
And our main concern is with the residents in this community. Of course, we want to make sure that they are protected and kept safe. We have been in communication with the superintendents. We have been sending out reverse 911 calls to the residents in a 2-mile perimeter. So they're getting updates that the rest of the community outside of that area are not getting. So we're making every effort to be in touch with them. Regarding the schools and how we want to operate moving forward, we have a call this afternoon to talk that out with the superintendents. But like Colonel Bivens indicated, it's going to be a decision that the school districts have to make on their own, but we're going to provide them with all the information that they need to make an educated decision on that.
What would you like to say to the neighbors, though? They're scared.
I understand that, and I want to say that we are doing everything in our power to get this guy, and people are working round the clock. I understand their fears, but we are doing everything. We're bringing in all the experts in this area. We have the top men and women working round the clock to bring this man to justice, and we're not going to stop until he's captured, and we hope we're getting closer.
And if I could just jump back in here, thank you, ma'am. With regard to the neighbors, the people in this area, I want to assure them that we have a strong presence there. They are not on their own out there. We have people close by. If they hear or see anything, call us. We will be happy to come check it out. They don't need to go outside and check out a suspicious noise, or if they hear something in their homes, we'll take care of it right away. We're close by. It's not going to take long at all to have somebody there. So we're happy to do that. And again, please know that we are doing everything. We ask for their indulgence of the heavy police presence, but that's one of the ways that we can, as best possible, assure their safety.
Is there anything that people should be avoiding, any behavior that they should avoid? As you mentioned, don't go out into the woods, but this is a holiday. Obviously, people have family get-togethers, family reunions, etc. Should they be staying inside and kind of canceling everything that they had already?
No, we're not asking people to do that. There's been no indication that that he poses that kind of a threat to anyone in those neighborhoods. He doesn't want to be caught. He doesn't want to go back. Now, could he be desperate and do something? Sure, but we don't have information to suggest that anyone is at risk for going out in their yard. What we're saying is to avoid interfering with the search. Avoid those wooded areas. And again, that's a fairly small area, maybe a mile and a half across. The rest of the area, we're not even asking people to avoid the woods. It's within that perimeter area that we've set up that we're just asking for those, not even restrictions, some cooperation to make our jobs a little bit easier.
This is always in that 2-mile radius from the Chester County Prison, this whole area that's on lockdown.
Yes.
And then again, the use of deadly force, is this shoot to kill on sight, or if he doesn't actively cooperate?
Well, the term is not shoot to kill. It's deadly force is authorized, and it's if he is not actively surrendering. We do consider him to be a very dangerous individual. He is convicted of homicide here, was involved in, I'm told, another homicide in Brazil some years ago. It's somebody that we think poses a threat and needs to be taken out of the community, needs to be incarcerated. He has the option to surrender. That is what we hope he will do.
Will he be returned to the Chester County Prison if he's apprehended?
We'll discuss that at that point in time. But what I would tell you is that I can assure you that there will be secure measures put in place that he won't be escaping again. And so whether that's at another facility, that's something that we'll be discussing with the district attorney and also with the State Department of Corrections.
Are the troopers going home to home searching to see if he's in one of their homes, or we heard from some neighbors that they've allowed the troopers to go in and search?
They have been, and so again, we ask their cooperation. So you may see a trooper in that area or somewhere close by, knock at your door and ask some questions or ask if they can come in. And again, it's simply that they're trying to make sure that we have thoroughly searched that entire area and that residents' homes are secure.
Can we hear from the U.S. Marshals in terms of what your role is right now?
Sure. I think Lieutenant Colonel Bivens summarized everything perfectly. Our role is to support the Pennsylvania State Police. They are the lead investigator in this investigation, and they come with much experience of these woodland manhunts. We've had numerous manhunts. I think the most recent was in Warren County just a couple months ago. So we're bringing the best of the best assets out here. Their CERT team, their Special Emergency Response Team, is well trained. They're here. Our professionals from the Marshals Service are here as well. And our position is that Danelo Cavalcante's desperateness will not outlast the resolve of our investigators here. And that goes for the state police, that goes for the Marshals Service, our state and county local investigators. We're all on the same team. And like Lieutenant Colonel said, we will get him, we'll push the threat, he'll make a mistake, and we'll bring him into custody.
So outside that 2 mile radius, you're an expert, you've done this many times. Long with Garden was open, I'm not sure if Westchester University made a decision yet. Should people outside the 2 mile radius not be as concerned, or what do you say to people outside that 2 mile radius?
I don't think we're there yet. Like the Lieutenant Colonel said, our efforts are focused on that 1.5 to 2 mile radius and inside that inner perimeter. There's been 4 confirmed sightings, so we're not ready to sound the alarm outside of that radius yet. All of our efforts are focused inside, and until we exhaust that or we prove that he's escaped that 2 mile radius, then we can talk about maybe what the public should do outside. But our efforts are all concerned inside the radius.
I mean, a lot of residents are saying, like, how is he still not captured? You have the U.S. Marshals, like, you guys are the experts on this. There's troopers out there. The 2 mile radius is so small. Like, can you just talk a little bit about, like, where could he be? Like, is he in a tree? Like, you know.
When you talk about a 2 mile radius, you got to remember this is a 5 foot tall gentleman, 120 pounds, and this is a heavily wooded area. It's very, very thick back there. There's a lot of hiding spots. There's a lot of ravines back there. And we are an expert in fugitive investigations, but the Pennsylvania State Police are experts in incident command. And I think that's why Lieutenant Colonel Bivens is here. There's nobody better in the agency than him. And I guarantee you that if he is here, that his troopers, along with our investigators, are going to be able to find and locate him.
Is there enough out there that he can actually sustain himself for an extended period of time between water, fruits, anything of that sort?
Is there enough resources out there? I don't know. I don't know what he's obtained. I'm no expert on what's edible out there, what drinking water he's using. From the video the other night, we know he had a backpack on. One of the questions is, where did he get that backpack? So when we say homeowners who are coming back from the shore, check your belongings, see if anything's been disturbed. Are you missing a backpack? That could fill in some voids for us. So as far as sustainability on the land, I'm just not sure. But a man is desperate at this, anything's possible.
Are there any plans to release the recording as well?
To release the recording?
The broadcast recording?
To the media?
Yeah.
Not now, there's not. We're utilizing it for our investigations. So that was broadcast, like the Lieutenant Colonel said, through the helicopter yesterday and through patrol cars, in hopes that perhaps as desperate as he is, maybe he has a change of thought. And here's his mother telling him to surrender, and his family cares about him. He's desperate. He's hungry. He's been in the woods. He's dirty. Perhaps this is what puts him over the edge where we can get a peaceful surrender.
Is his mom in Brazil?
She is.
That's my follow-up question. I know it is in Portuguese, but can you tell us what his mother is actually saying to him?
I don't want to say verbatim. She's just encouraging that his family loves him and that she wants him to surrender. And that's what our hope is as well.
Thank you very much.
And just like that, it's the end of the live stream. Wow. Okay. So let's have a look. Sure. Okay. I'm taking some notes and I'm just listening very carefully. So yeah, they don't have him right now. That's what I'm gathering. Also, everyone asking, are there any flights happening over there? I can only see this one over this area right now, making very wide circles. That's all I can see right now. So 5 foot, 120 pounds. See, minor officers have mercy. Hiding in a heavily wooded area. Whoa. Jerry said smartphone. Do you think he's aware of this? I'm not sure, but someone made a good point earlier. If he's burgled houses, there's rumor of that, which they did say they've had reports of 2 burglaries, but it's not been 100% confirmed it's him, right? If he's burgled houses, whoa, and he went in there to steal food, how do we know he didn't steal a knife, as someone said, or something else? So, you know, I understand that they say they will continue the threat and continue to stress him out, and eventually he'll get tired and make mistakes. But the problem is that this guy is so dangerous. He was a gang member in Brazil. He murdered a man in Brazil, and he murdered a woman in April of 2021 in Pennsylvania in front of her children. Like, damn. And said, thanks, Grizzly. True crime, you're awesome as always. They're just waiting him out. But will be held to pay if he's not in there. Yeah, that's the problem. If he slipped them while they wait around inside their perimeter. That is sounding a lot less promising than yesterday, isn't it? Very, very scary. So I wanted to tell you about this other incident they talked about, which was when another inmate escaped. I'll tell you in a moment. I just quickly want to go over my notes from this press conference. Let's just do this while we wait. I was also listening to the police scanner this morning. Phew, just like, just really listening in. At some point, I thought they said they have spotted the inmate in a gray shirt, but maybe I heard wrong, because clearly not. They don't have the guy. Okay, so let me just go over my notes here. This was the 4th press conference they've had. What do you guys think of the press conference, Yesterday, it seemed like, because they talked about that credible sighting, and it was between 2 houses yesterday that we looked at on that Waterglen Lane. That was at 2:40 p.m. That is what was reported at some point yesterday in that marathon stream. You guys remember? That was on the police scanner. Yes, indeed. That's where we heard it. So, as I say, everything we learn from social media. I know I'm a YouTuber, so I'm essentially part of social media. But what I want to do here is stick to bullet points, facts, press conferences, documents, flight radar, and things like this as much as possible. If we hear anything from anyone on social media, we just got to take it with a pinch of salt, okay? And thank you, everyone, for all your warnings and things, all the emails you've sent me as well. I appreciate it. Brandy said, thanks for your awesome coverage of this. Thank you so much. So they said the escape was detected at 10 o'clock. But the thing is, was it 10 o'clock? Because we know that the... Let me show you this quickly. They said that the alert was only activated around noon. So, which one was it? I also got an email from someone anonymous. So take this with a pinch of salt or a grain if you like, whichever one you like. Okay, it's up to you. So, yeah, and he said the press conference did not inspire confidence, that he's still in the perimeter. Yeah, it didn't make me feel very confident either, that like today's the day. I just really hope it is today's the day. Please, my word, you need to catch this guy. Okay, so we're quickly going to look at my notes. I was talking about a pinch of salt, so take everything with a pinch of salt. I don't know where I was going with that. Point is, oh yeah, the anonymous person said that apparently, wait, let me quickly just refer to it. Okay. Not confirmed, but I heard how he escaped from someone. He was let out in the yard for his 1 hour. His shackles were taken off to be out there. He was supposed to be watched. He walked over to the fence by the building. He scaled up the wall by the fence and got on the roof. He ran across the roof and somehow from there he escaped off the roof. If this is true, he wasn't being watched as closely as he should have been. This explains why he likes to climb trees. So, of course, they're trying to protect, their reputation and things. But when they keep asking, the media keeps asking, so, like, how did he escape? I understand that's a valid concern. How the hell did he escape? And can someone else also escape? Is there a risk of vulnerability still? And they better be watching all the other inmates because there is a risk and vulnerability. We went over it yesterday. There's new management. They're understaffed. So, I mean, yeah, just stay vigilant, everyone. Okay. There, at the prison especially. Don't let anyone else escape, right? All right, so that is what I've heard, okay, anonymously. Now, they said, they gave a little perimeter there. Let's just quickly look at this. Let me put this on here. I'll go back to the presentation now. They gave a perimeter and they talked about the 52 and all of that. You could see the roads are actually closed. Look there, roads are closed. Still closed. We looked at this Ballintree Lane yesterday. If you didn't see it, go check out the Maptime from yesterday. And this Waterglen Drive as well. We looked at all of this. And they were searching heavily in this wooded area right here yesterday. I'm hoping he's still in there, right? So, when this guy walked out or, ran off the roof or whatever he did, escaped the prison, on August 31st, around 8:50 a.m., they say that the escape was detected around 10 a.m. So maybe it was detected around 10 a.m. But the alert only went out, apparently, at 12:06 p.m. Roxy said you can't call out the military per JS law. US law, sorry. Per US law. It was cut off on my screen here for a second. Thank you, Roxy. Okay. So, either way, whether they detected it at 10 or not, the alert only went out at 12:06. So, he got a little bit of a head start. It's amazing that he is supposedly in that area that they've close the roads on and everything, a 1 to 2 mile radius in this wooded area. And they said there's been 4 sightings within that boundary. I'll take this down here again. 4 sightings within that boundary. We know of one credible sighting from yesterday. They talked about it and we heard it together on the police scanner, which was at 2:40 p.m. on this Waterglen Drive. And it was between these 2 houses here, between 1674 and 1672. And they did expand on that today by saying it was actually a trooper that spotted him, but due to the terrain and from a distance, due to the terrain and everything, they didn't catch him. He went in here somewhere. So there was that. Then we also heard that message that they played over, the helicopter that they boomed out there over the area. When we listened to it, it was like, what was that? And then someone said, maybe it was a family member. Yes, and it actually was. They said it was his mother. They recorded a message from his mother asking him to surrender. So, correct for everyone who guessed that yesterday. Yes, you were right. Also, just to let you know quickly, I'm going to continue with my notes now. I looked at the Chester County Prison, which is actually a jail from my understanding. They also said, notice August 31st, family visitation has been suspended until further notice. So, there's that as well. So it was his mother's voice that we could hear yesterday. All right. They said there's a $10,000 reward, and they've established, we'll look at now what they say as well on Facebook, a tip line. I've shared that as well. I'll continue to share the numbers and everything in the description box. If you ever need to refer to it there, it will also be on social media, I'm sure, and on their Facebook page, right? Okay. So, they said that people living in this area should avoid the wooded area. They said when they spotted him, he had a very similar appearance, but he looked worn and tired. And yes, a trooper observed him. Yeah, there's 2 burglaries that they've heard of, but they're still investigating if it was him or not. They said they're going to stress him, push him hard, and he will make mistakes. Damn. It sounds risky, right? It's a very dangerous guy. Very dangerous guy. We don't even know if he's killed more people. He could literally be a serial killer. But to think that he stabbed his ex-girlfriend in front of her 7-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son while they were asking him to stop, it's next level dangerous. Nobody be fooled that everything's fine. He's not dangerous. We just continue on with your barbecues. I'd be like, whoa, I don't know. I'm a true crimer, guys. I'd be like, stay safe, stay indoors. Rather cancel your plans. I don't know. That's my take on it. But then again, I'm hyper vigilant with safety. I'd be like, damn, I'd even want to get out of the area if I could. So, yeah, stress him, push him hard. He will make mistakes. Just get him. So, when they asked about the prison, what happened at the prison, they said they have made efforts to correct those vulnerabilities. But they don't want to talk about it. I think it makes them look bad. Obviously. But it was a vulnerability. They are understaffed. There was new management. The prison warden took administrative leave or resigned based on whatever the truth really is there. We read through an article yesterday. It's timestamped for you from yesterday's stream. The point is, new management took over. The last day of the current guy, apparently he resigned on Thursday, which is the same day that this guy escaped. So I don't know if he resigned over it or who knows what the hell happened there, but either way, they're understaffed. It's a dangerous situation. I hope no one else escapes. They say there's a strong presence of police throughout this area. They're not asking people to cancel their plans. And they have no indication. It's just, I don't know how they worded it exactly now again, but it sounded like they have no reason to believe that he's going to be attacking people who are having, a barbecue. I think there's reason to believe it. He doesn't want to be caught. I get it. He doesn't want to be caught. He wants to escape. They think he wants to head south like he tried to last time when he ran away in April after murdering 33-year-old Deborah, Deborah's ex-girlfriend. I want to get her surname right, so I'll just get to my presentation in a moment. There he got caught in Virginia, okay, within hours. This has now been 5 days already. Yeah, Donna said, me too. Stay home, stay safe, please. If I'm missing anything, I'm so sorry. I'll rewatch afterwards. They're looking in this 2-mile radius. And deadly force has been authorized. So that's what they told us. Okay. So now, let's quickly look at this. Yeah, so I'll just have to, I'm going to be keeping my eye both eyes, both ears on the police scanner, on Twitter, which is called X now, I think, on the Chester County District Attorney's Office page. I will keep you posted. If there's anything, and keep me posted too, okay? If there's anything, we'll meet again, and we'll be there for it. I'm just a little worried. It doesn't seem like, oh, they're zoning in on him right now. Like yesterday sounded like they have him cornered. They're asking him to surrender. What? Okay, so Danelo Cavalcante walked out of the Chester County Prison, or escaped, on August 31st, 2023, around 8:50 a.m. He was seen walking on Wawasset Road. They also talked about that in Pocopson Township around 9:40 a.m. Prison alerts went out at 12:06 p.m., and we know he committed a murder in Brazil in 2017 and murdered his ex-girlfriend in April of 2021 in Pennsylvania. Okay? So he was a former gang member. I'm going through this a little faster because we went through all of this yesterday. Everything's timestamped for you. So if you ever feel like, oh man, it's like a 7.5 hour stream, don't feel like that. Don't worry. Go click on it. You'll see this. It's chaptered out for you. You can literally go to timestamps. If you want in the comments also add a timestamp, you can too, right? The scanner link, it's in the description box from yesterday, I think it is. It's the Chester County, it's called what? The Chester County Law Enforcement Dispatch. We can listen to it a little bit in a moment. Yuli Jade, hey G, what about bringing Nick the Hat on the channel? I don't just bring people on the channel. I'm not that kind of channel that's just like, go live, go with people anymore. I have pre-recorded interviews with guests, usually experts. There's no shade to anyone. I'm just saying. I'm really appreciative of the boots on the ground footage. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Any suggestions, please email to me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Okay, so I've got the scanner going there, and we'll listen to it in a moment. Just a little bit. It might not be helpful because, I don't know what's happening today. I don't know if today also, what if today, here's the thing, there's not many aircraft flying around there. So maybe they're doing that whole, like, it's low key, it's chilled, things are dying down, which is why they're doing a press conference. Like, don't worry, everyone, everything's fine, we're still on it. Yeah, they want him to think that they've, like, given up, right? Lots of presence, all the choppers around, and they're now quiet, very quiet. With a PC-12 doing very wide orbits. It does look like it's scaled down. I think we feel that way, which means he feels that way, which is probably the plan. Okay. See, my op says, according to the cops, there's no reason to believe he left a 2-mile radius. The dude is probably on the West Coast by now. Okay. So, Dina said, thank you so much, Gizla and mods. You'll rock. Everyone hit that like, please. Thank you so much. And yes, please, everyone subscribe, hit the like, share. This information is vital. Please continue to share it. So, Danelo Cavalcante committed a murder in Brazil in 2017, entered the USA illegally from Puerto Rico after fleeing Brazil. On April 18th of 2021, the police were dispatched to the 300 block of Paulings Road for a domestic disturbance. The victim's 7-year-old daughter had to run to neighbors to ask for help to call 911. When they arrived, they found 33-year-old Deborah Brando, I hope I'm saying that right, a mother of 2 on the ground. He stabbed her with a kitchen knife that he used to prepare meat for a barbecue that day. Sick guy, and it was a whole DV relationship. We'll quickly go into that again. Deborah was taken to now people are emailing me to say how to say this, the Paoli Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Chester County DA Deb Ryan said that Danelo stabbed his ex-girlfriend 38 times while her 2 young children were playing outside, and they were there in front of her. So he is incredibly, I'm just going to say, don't be fooled. This guy's incredibly dangerous, okay? Stay safe. Don't be complacent. He's like former gang member, killed someone in Brazil, on the run, DV relationship, really harming this lady. He bit her lip, made it bleed, chased her with the knife, threatened the kids, eventually stabbed her in front of the kids. If he can do that, he can do a lot, okay? Especially in a very stressful situation, which he's in right now. Okay, and so these are some pictures of Deborah Brando. If you follow me on Twitter as well, or X, I've shared some pictures there as well. And Grizzly Cat has also shared some there, so you can follow her as well. So check it out. Oh man, sure. What a loss. Those children, I can't imagine. They must be terrified now. I mean, imagine even the families. Deborah's family. The case goes to trial after 2 years of this guy being in the Chester County Prison. They do the whole trial. The jury goes verdict's in. Ooh, okay, everybody, they find him guilty unanimously. Then he gets sentenced on August 22nd. It feels like, oh my word, we can breathe again. He's been sentenced to life without parole. And 1 week later, he escapes the prison. Can you imagine that? That is terrible. Okay, so during his trial, prosecutors claimed the couple were in an abusive relationship where Cavalcante was an angry and jealous boyfriend who needed to be in control. So note that. He needs to be in control, and clearly he's good at evading law enforcement. He's done it multiple times. He ran from Brazil, where he's wanted. There's an arrest warrant for murder. Okay, when he murdered Deborah, he ran from there and went to Virginia, but then was arrested. Okay, and... Sorry, everyone's asking me the same question. Thank you so much. So, the thing is, he ran from there, arrested in Virginia, and now he's escaped prison, and he's running as well? Damn. On the day of the murder, Deborah was playing with the 2 children outside her home when she was confronted by the killer, who told her he was going to do something bad to their lives. He then stabbed her more than 38 times, in the upper torso and neck, according to testimony heard at his trial, while her children screamed for him to stop. His defense team said that the stabbing was a result of their turbulent and toxic relationship. In a recorded confession, he apparently said that there was no reason for killing Deborah, but obviously he was hiding the fact that he's wanted for murder in Brazil. There was a long history of DV. Police were there in June of 2020. Deborah told cops that Cavalcante flew into a rage during an argument and attacked her, biting her lip, drawing blood before chasing her and her children out of the home. Yes. The incident led police to issue a warrant for assault, and although Cavalcante's sister told law enforcement that he would turn himself in, he never did. You see, he never did follow the track. He's not going to turn himself in. This guy's not going to turn himself in. That would be like, what? Like, what a surprise. What would be a welcome surprise, but no. This guy, running from Brazil, running from Pennsylvania, trying to still run there in Virginia, got caught, running from the prison, on the run now. Yeah, this guy not going to surrender. So, Deborah then received a temporary protection from abuse order against him after a second incident in December of 2020 in which he chased her with a knife. So, again, DV distress signal. We always share it in these DV cases. It goes like this. If you see this, you need to call 911, local law enforcement, a manager if you're at a bar or somewhere or a cafe, please. Try not to intervene yourself because it could be really dangerous, but please share the DV distress signal. Okay. How terrible. And also, no, it never gets better. You need to find a way to leave safely. Safely. You can't just leave. And we learn from these. We do not victim blame. What I'm learning is when he hacked Deborah's account and was spying on her messages and confronted her about it, or she found out about it, she then said, look, I know about you having an active warrant for your arrest in Brazil, and I'm going to tell the police. We got to learn from that. Don't do that. They're very, very dangerous. DV aggressors and coercive controllers, stalkers, harassers, and clearly fugitives on the run for murder. Very dangerous. Okay, so yes, hashtag DV awareness. Thank you, Pernille. So after the stabbing, Cavalcante's lawyer said, now let's see what he did after this murder. He called his mother and sister to confess to the killing, which is also why I guess they're like, his mother is a soft spot. Let's get the mother on a recording and broadcast that over the woods. Maybe that could turn him. If anything, it would be that, right? Because here, he called his mother and sister to confess to the killing before he reportedly gathered 2 of his friends, Francisco Lima and Michael Scahill. The 2 men testified against him at his trial in exchange for immunity from prosecution. They said Cavalcante drove to a business where the 3 parked rented construction trailers, where they admitted to helping the killer wash Deborah's, her surname is Brando, so I'm saying Deborah though, Deborah's blood off his hands. Scahill testified that they gave him a change of clothes and told him to disappear. Neither he nor Lima called the police, claiming they thought the couple had an argument and didn't find out about Brando's death until later that day. Cavalcante remained on the run for several hours before he was arrested in Virginia by a state trooper. He was being held at a facility now at this Chester County prison for 30 days so he could plan for an appeal before he's transferred to a state prison. So after sentencing, why the hell was he still in the same jail where he was for 2 years? Because they gave this 30-day period so that he could file an appeal. Tracy Dietrich, welcome to Grizzly supporter. Yes, an EEG 222 it says, leaving is the most dangerous time for DV survivors, for kids and pets and survivors themselves. Absolutely. And you definitely can't threaten to expose them to the police. You have to leave. This is why we try to educate ourselves, all of us together, learn from each other, there's lots of people that have been through a lot in this community, to stay safe. The goal is to stay safe. Okay, and so, yeah, he was being held at that facility, and they said here, he's been held without bail since his arrest in 2021, and it's the first escape at that 700 inmate jail in decades. But there was another escape in Pennsylvania, and we will go look at that, because they did refer to it in the press conference as well. They admitted there was another one in Pennsylvania. Okay, so Danelo Cavalcante was arrested in Virginia. A state trooper received notice that he was a fugitive and was also wanted for murder in Brazil, where he's from. Police believe that his ultimate goal was to go to Mexico and then to Brazil. On August, I don't know why he'd go to Brazil if he's wanted there for murder. I think he'd go anywhere else, right? Okay, and so police believe his ultimate goal was to go there. On August 16th of 2023, Danelo Cavalcante was convicted by a jury of first-degree murder for the murder of his ex-girlfriend, 33-year-old Deborah Brando, in April of 2021. On August 22nd, 2023, he was sentenced to life without parole by Judge Patrick Carmody. Motive: the day before the murder, Deborah discovered that Danelo had hacked into her Instagram account and was spying on her. She threatened to tell the police that he was a fugitive wanted for murder in Brazil. Yes. Thank you, Mods. I know you're working hard. Thank you so much for everything you do. Escaped murderer Danelo Cavalcante, 34, of Royersford, Pennsylvania, was observed on a residential surveillance camera on September 2nd. We looked at that at the beginning of this episode. At approximately 12:30 a.m. in the 1800 block of Lenape Road, approximately 1.5 miles from the prison, the Chester County DA's office said. He was wearing pants, a light-colored t-shirt, and white sneakers. His appearance has remained unchanged. He has long black curly hair and is wearing a backpack. Police also received a report of an attempted burglary at 11:30 p.m. in the 1000 block of Ballintree Lane in the Pocopson Township. So that is one of the sightings that they had. Another one that they had was between the two houses on Waterglen Drive, okay, which is there. Between those two houses on Waterglen Drive. Those are two that we know of as well. We don't know where the other two credible sightings were at this point. They didn't share that. Obviously not. They want to keep that close to the vest. I'm really thinking today it seems like scaled down because they're like, oh, we're going to get him today. Maybe there's they're like, carry on. Everybody have your barbecues. You keep going now, guys, because they're there. I'm sure they're there and they are. I hope so. Let's just keep on having that faith, man, that they're there, cornering him in those woods, and that he really is in that 1 to 2 mile radius. That'll be amazing. Okay. So, just checking here. Killer Smurf said the former warden plans to run as a judge, and that's why he resigned. He has 2 prisoner escapes on his record. Oh my word. Interesting. Yes, also there's probably a lot of drones up today as well. Drones are extremely helpful. They can get really low as well and get lots of footage over the area. Yes, indeed. They can actually do better than helicopters can for footage. Yes, indeed. To go look, imagine looking over all of that, though. Oh, my word. Okay. So they said local police say they received a report of an attempted burglary around 11:30 p.m. on the 1000 block of Ballintree Lane. So that's one of the ones. They mentioned 2 today at the press conference. Why are we going over all this again? 1, in case you missed it. 2, in case you need a refresher. And 3, because I'm adding in things. And we're going to look at the other escape in a moment. Westchester University officials cancelled all remaining Chester County classes on Friday out of an abundance of caution. Good job. Longwood Gardens shuttered their doors on Saturday on the advice of law enforcement as the escape was sought. Several roads are shut down as police continue to canvass a radius that spans several miles in each direction. And they've gone from a 6-mile radius and they're looking at this 1 to 2 mile radius in that area. Okay. So Marshal Robert Clark said the very last thing we want to see besides someone getting hurt is to get him to get into someone's house, getting a set of car keys, and then it's off to the races. Amy Lee said map expanded. No. I don't know if it's expanded. It's still in this area. I'll have to actually map that out and bring it to you another time, all those things they said. But they talked about this 52, the Lenape Road, this 52. I don't know if it's expanded. Well, I have to look at exactly where they said in the press conference. But they still talked about a 1 to 2 mile radius. Yeah. Kirsten White said, I think you got your energy back. I did. I got my energy back, you guys. I did. Thank you for being here. You don't want to miss any of these updates, right? We want to look at it together and be like, what's happening? I want to make sure you're all up to speed, especially if you didn't have time to watch yesterday. Now, after today, you're going to know. Now we've looked at 4 press conferences, 3 yesterday, the 4th one today, looking at the presentation, looking at the background, who's this guy, share the picture, all of that. We've got to keep on doing it. There's power in social media from worldwide, yes indeed. If some people are like, what are you doing this from the Netherlands? Like, do you not want my help at all? You don't want the presentations? You know how many emails I've gotten from law enforcement that says they watch my presentations because they like the bullet points, the summaries, and they can just remind themselves quickly of this, 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 and this. I'm not saying law enforcement there is looking at it. I'm just saying in general. Okay, who knows? Who knows? We're bringing the facts here. That's what we want to do. They said law enforcement is requesting that residents in the area remain indoors. You see, that's what they said initially. Remain indoors at this time. Lock your vehicles. Review your surveillance cameras and contact police if you observe anything suspicious. That still stands. I'm surprised they didn't say it there today. Continue to view your surveillance footage. They need it, but maybe they are in the area with such a heavy presence, telling everyone to do so, right? Okay, review your surveillance cameras. Contact police if you observe anything suspicious. Danelo Cavalcante is considered an extremely dangerous man. You see? Different tone today. We don't think everything's fine. Yeah, right. You know where he is, don't you? Get him. Please remain vigilant in assisting with the search. If you see this individual, do not approach him. Call 911 immediately. Right? In the search for Cavalcante, investigators said Pennsylvania State Police troopers and U.S. Marshals have fanned out across a 6-mile radius. So I think they've actually snatched that radius. But anyway, they started with a 6-mile radius from the prison, employing helicopters, other resources to look for him in heavily wooded areas. The agencies are paying special attention to railroads and the Brandywine Creek, which they said could be potential avenues for Cavalcante to leave Chester County. Be vigilant during the forthcoming Labor Day weekend. Today's Labor Day in America and Canada, I believe. And said to especially take stock of... See, I'm just reminding everyone, because they didn't say this at the press conference, and it's very important. I'm very PTSD vibe, safety conscious. I'm like, let's just make sure everybody realizes, don't just chill yourself, stay safe. Make sure you tell the police. If you're missing a bicycle, a car, damn, call it immediately. A bicycle, a car, a moped, a 4-wheeler, anything. Knives, clothing from your washing line. Whatever is being stolen from your house or is missing or something, call it in. You don't know, it could really help them. If you're like, oh my word, there's a massive steak knife missing and food. Yeah, call that in. They want to know what's in that damn backpack because you got the backpack from somewhere. Okay, be vigilant during the forthcoming Labor Day weekend, yes, and take stock of cars, bicycles, other means of transportation at their home, even a skateboard if you have to. Brazilian authorities have been notified of Cavalcante's escape, but it's up to them to decide if they will pursue the active warrant for his arrest, according to Robert Clark, a supervisory special agent for the U.S. Marshals. Okay. Interesting. Flimsy Shrimp says he wants to go south toward Kennett Square through a Hispanic prison connection. How do you know this? What? He is stuck near Parkersville Road and Crosslands currently. Your map radius pick is not currently accurate. It expanded. You could check map apps. Senior living facility closed today because of the radius expansion. Interesting. Thank you, Flimsy Shrimp, for that information. Parkersville Road, we saw that, and Crosslands. Oh, okay. Wait. I'll just do this quickly. Because Parkersville Road is actually up here somewhere, right? Wait, this is Lenape. Parkersville Road. Parkersville Road. That one. Ah, okay. Are we talking about something like this? Okay, wait, sorry, I'll show it to you. Listen, presentation. We're almost done with the presentation, but I'm just going to put it here in the corner for a second. I'm going to do this. Nope, go there. Okay. Interesting. Interesting information you got there, Flimsy Shrimp. He wants to go south toward Kennett Square through a Hispanic prison connection. South, but he's from here, right? And, you said? And Crosslands. Oh, and here's Crosslands. Okay. I'll have to look at all of that. Here's the gas station. Oh my word, if he goes this way. Damn. Okay, so I appreciate the information. Pinch of salt, guys. Just saying. Sharing what we see in chat here. Thank you to all the locals sharing information. Even with each other. Stay safe, okay? So, they said in this particular case... Oh, sorry. Cavalcante has a sister and friends living in Phoenixville, in the Phoenixville area. Is likely desperate for help and seeking out those associates, according to Bill Torre, a retired Pennsylvania State Police sergeant and security consultant who's not involved in the search for Cavalcante. In this particular case, if he didn't have outside help, he's pretty much winging it, said Torre, who worked on similar cases during his tenure with the state police. He didn't escape from the prison with a cell phone, so he's going to need to somehow borrow or steal means of communication to reach out to whoever can help. The district attorney said there was no evidence that he had any assistance during his breakout. Brandeau's children and other relatives are safe. That's also a question people had, Ryan said. Her office believes that Cavalcante is prioritizing his escape from the area and he does not intend to try to locate them. He has a history of attempting to elude law enforcement, and so far he's been pretty damn good at it. Which we're not trying to give him credit, but yeah. So, Mr. Cavalcante had been held at the Chester County Prison since his arrest 2 years ago. We went over this. We talked about the prison warden resigning that day. Do you guys know the name of... Oh, interesting. Do you know the name of the retirement village? I can have a look. Precy said Kennett Square is the mushroom capital of the world where all the Hispanic immigrants work. The mushroom farms. He will blend in. Interesting. Will he have knowledge of that? Will he know? Officials said at a news conference Saturday they continue to believe that he's not gotten more than 1 to 2 miles from the prison and are closing in on him. Officials worry that the escapee may try to break into a home, especially if the owner's away for the Labor Day weekend. Still a concern, but I think they checked a lot of houses yesterday. They said there's something like, 279 homes out there in that Water Glen Lane area. So here again is the flyer, the numbers you can call. Everything's in the description box for you. You can submit an anonymous tip on usmarshals.gov/tips as well. There's a $10,000 reward. It's a combined reward. I know the flyer says up to $5,000, but that's from the U.S. Marshals. Chester County is also adding $5,000 to that, so it's a $10,000 reward for any information leading to his arrest. Okay, so we've got that. Let me just quickly see if we say... like Crosslands, what, retirement? No, there's nothing I can find right now. Retirement village. You guys will have to give me a name or something. It just says Crosslands. So I don't know. If this is the radius, then yeah, damn. Yesterday they focused on this area here. Sure, okay. I just really want to go here because they were also showing... Wait for it. They showed something here earlier on social media of the area. Yeah, we got that. We've seen photos. Just wait 1 second. Latest. We're looking at latest. Thank you to all the Grizzlies on Twitter or X that is showing it. Okay, latest. What is this now? 49 minutes ago. Last sighting of Danelo was reported by a Pennsylvania State Police trooper. The manhunt continues. Okay, we've looked at that as well. Here, this is what I want to see. Here they say the area of Water Glen that agents combed through yesterday. So let's look at that. Okay, nice drone footage. Very nice drone footage. We always love drone footage, right? Oh man, look at that. Look at that wooded area. Sure, this guy could be hiding. It really feels like Brian Laundrie days all over again. Do you remember all the resources they had there? And I'm not saying this to discourage. It just is hard for them. Okay, it's very difficult. Brian Laundrie, they look for what, like almost a month, right? At the Mayakahachi Creek, that is in the Gabby Petito case. If you haven't heard of it, you can check out my playlist on it. I mean, it's also worth it to look at this footage. You just never know what you can spot. We've had some cases where Grizzlies, like Kylie Rodney's case, watched the drone footage provided by a private investigator, SF Investigates, and they actually spotted what they thought was a car in the water, and we were all like... What? I was like, what? Just tell the tip line. Okay, I don't know. It really was there. That is so hectic. So look at the drone footage as well on social media. Review it. If you see anything, call it in. Okay? Don't just think, hey, this is pretty footage. You just never know. Reports suggest that Cavalcante fled Water Glen towards Parkersville Road, located upper half of the photo. The vegetation and terrain is insane. Oh my goodness. We are still going to look at that other story. We will. Oh no, look at this. Look at this vegetation. Oh my gosh. Wow. Sure. Make sure that you guys are subscribed with your notification bell on and set to all in case, because, you know, we don't know what's going to happen here today. In case there's breaking news, in case they catch him, you don't want to miss that. If you want reliable notifications, that's available for $1 a month on Patreon, okay? That's where those tiers start. Everyone gets the same over there, same as members. Everyone gets the same. But over there, you get notifications so you don't miss it, okay? So, whew, look at this. Look at this area, man. Damn, okay. Thank you so much, B, Carla, and everyone. Look here. Significantly less activity, oh man, in Waterglen today. A few law enforcement agents can be seen with a few law enforcement vehicles present. I think they're playing it low-key. What do you guys think? I hope so. I hope it's not just like, oh, well. I think they're just pretending that it's just low-key. Don't worry, we'll find him. Hope they get this guy. The other guy that escaped, they got within a week. And are there actually black bears in this area? Any locals in the chat? Because some of you say yes, others say no. Are there? Amy Lee said, will you be on immediately, G? Will we be automatically notified? Well, I would hope so. But I am human, and I am in the Netherlands, in Holland, so I'm 6 hours ahead of Eastern time. So if it's like 4 in the morning and I'm fast asleep, while my phone notifications are all on, there's a lot of people for backup that will alert me. Okay? In many time zones. So I hope I will be alerted and wake up if there's anything. But don't worry. Yes, the plan is to be. I'm that type of person. I sleep with like one eye open, especially in these situations. It stresses me out tremendously. If I was living there, I'd be very stressed right now. Can't help it. I'm very safety conscious. Yes, okay. So again, review this footage. You just never know. Okay, no bears. You guys say there could be bears in this area. And then Shannon said, bears, yes, but rarely, few and far between. Okay. So I'm going to still tell you the story. Don't worry. I just want to make sure I show you all these pictures. Thank you to everyone sharing all these on Twitter. And you can see, yeah, there's just a PC-12 going around there today. So that's what we have. And then, where's that article that I wanted to show you? Here. Okay. Sheesh. Good morning again. It's very bright. Very, very bright. Need to put everything in dark mode. I love dark mode. For my phone and for my computer and everything. What is this white background screen? It's like, shh. Anyway, let's look at it. They said, Pennsylvania police capture escaped prison inmate on the run for over a week. Now, please bear in mind, it's a different inmate. Disclaimer, are you listening? We are not talking about Danelo Cavalcante. He has not been caught. We are looking at the press conference they shared today. Somebody asked, have you had another escape in Pennsylvania? Somebody said, sorry, the district attorney said, yes, there was another one. She said, I think in May. Well, it was in July. They said the inmate broke out of Warren County Prison on July 6th using tied up bed sheets and elevating himself on exercise equipment. This is that dude. We're just looking at it because it's interesting. How long did it take for them to catch him? And also they mentioned it at the press conference. Okay. So they said, Warren, Pennsylvania. Michael Burham, the inmate with survivalist skills who escaped a prison in Pennsylvania, has been captured in a wooded area near Warren after more than a week on the run, authorities announced Saturday. T-Tree says, listening, horde, G, good. 2 years open. Okay, different inmate, July. So I just want to see, how did this go in Pennsylvania? And this is the one with survivalist skills. So we must be careful not to pepper in things from this into the current case. Because we see that sometimes on social media, which is why I'm being very clear. This is a very different case of an escaped inmate in Pennsylvania that was caught after a week. Also in a wooded area. So they said a Warren County official told CNN that they are preparing an isolation cell at Warren County Jail. Oh, to the naughty corner he went, for Burham, but do not intend to keep him past Sunday. It's unclear where Burham will be transferred to after that, but he will not be housed in the prison where he escaped, officials said. Yeah, you're looking disappointed there. Bruh. Yeah, you got caught. He escaped jail from in northern Pennsylvania on, now this is July 7th. On top here it said July 6th. But okay then. Get your dates straight. There we go. Burham broke out of Warren County Prison in northwestern Pennsylvania shortly before midnight on July 6th using tied-up bed sheets and elevating himself on exercise equipment, according to a county spokesperson. Authorities have described him as a dangerous inmate with military experience and survivalist knowledge after his escape from the 140 capacity facility that holds inmates awaiting trial or who are sentenced to 2 years or less behind bars. His capture happened after Pennsylvania State Police got a call to their tip line Saturday from residents reporting a suspicious individual before 4 p.m. Eastern Time in Warren County's Pocopson Township, Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens said on a Saturday news conference. A married couple went outside to check on their dog after hearing the animal barking near the back of their property. They rode over in a golf cart, found Burham, and asked what he was doing there. You see how this can happen? Go dogs. Bark it up. Calling all Grizzly pets, all Grizzly pets. We actually have a hashtag on Twitter, hashtag Grizzly pets. The Grizzly Cat started, where we share all our community's pet pictures. And a lot of pets are watching Grizzly True Crime as well. We love them too. Okay. So a dog was barking. A couple went on the golf cart and they're like, what are you doing here? Right. Okay. So they said Burham, who was dirty and wearing his prison pants inside out, told the couple he was camping. Oh, my word. Can learn from these, right? Okay, so the owner of the property recognized him, got his wife back into the golf cart, and drove away from there so he could immediately contact us as Burham fled into the woods. That's what happened there. Adam Urbani, welcome to Grizzly Supporter. And then they said law enforcement using police dogs tracked him through the woods. Dogs, shout out to the dogs, okay? Burham was taken into custody shortly before 6 p.m. Footage from law enforcement shows the moments after Burham was captured. The inmate, who looked disheveled and was wearing a light-colored t-shirt and pants, had his hands behind his back and was flanked by nearly a dozen officers in camouflaged gear. Okay, we do like that. Flank him! Get that, Danelo. This is a different case. Again, I'm reminding you, my word. Okay, so they described... he was flanked by nearly a dozen officers in camouflaged gear on a road in a wooded area. Bivens described Burham's appearance at the time of his capture as looking tired and worn out, as well as dirty and wet. Ah, okay. During the week-long search for the inmate. Remember, this is day 5 for the search of Danelo. And so this was a week-long one. So you never know. Any minute now they're going to catch him. Please do. He describes the inmate's capture as a great relief. Okay, so during the week-long search for the inmate, police found stockpiles of supplies, including clothing, food, and other items in a wooded area. And remember, when they're going through that wooded area now, they're going to be looking for that type of stuff. Footprints, leftover, like crumbs, leftover wrappers, things from food, little campfires, I don't know, whatever, right? Looking for all that to track him, the current guy. So... here, they said they found stockpiles of supplies, including clothing, food, and other items in a wooded area near the city of Warren that they said they believed were used by Burham. Bivens described the inmate's capture as a great relief. All of us were always concerned that we would end up with a citizen harmed in some way, or even one of the officers harmed, he said. You're always worried about things like that. So to not have that play out, it's a good day. So that's what happened in that case. Let's hope it also happens in this case. How about that? So, okay, let's just see some of your messages, and we can also... Oh, wait. The name of the retirement village. Thank you so much. Let's quickly have a look. If I can add that in. Can I? Interesting. Let's do the map again. Thank you, Susan. The name of the retirement village. When I put it in, it takes me there. To this US 1 point. Sure. So if that's the area that they're searching now, it's definitely expanded. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for sending it to me. Okay. I'm just checking what you guys are sending me now. So, we've looked at all of that. We've got a whole refresher course on this case. Please continue to share, like, and share. We need to get the information out as much as possible. So we've looked at that. Okay, let me just quickly, I want to just hear, just so that you can hear it again, the police scanner. here we go. This is it live. Let's see what they say. There's nothing happening right now. Sounding very quiet. Yeah. So I will put the link to the police scanner in the description box for you afterwards, so that you can actually have a listen if you want to. And if you hear anything, you could either record it and send it to me, or tell me, or whatever it is. Keep me posted. We keep each other posted, okay? All right. So, sure, there's really... I'm just going to actually refresh the screen and see what happens if I say play live. Do it. Play it live. Yes. Oh, JD Jenny said, just confirmed 2 break-ins last night were both residents and both by the escapee. Where do you see that? We've got to make sure. Lots of things are said on social media, right? Okay. Yeah, at the press conference, they actually just still posted the press conference and they didn't say anything more about it. So a pinch of salt, grain if you prefer. All right. Wow, the scanner is really quiet today, huh? Very, very quiet. Deborah Burton says this guy is not past the police. James said, gee, I live adjacent to the prison. There was an escape in May in which the convict was spotted. What? Now give us that name, James. Tell me, or send it to me if you've got an article. So they mean from so the one I looked at today was a different one, right? Burham. So there was another one, probably from what, the Chester County Prison? Damn. The convict was spotted in your backyard? That's scary. That's very scary. Goodness me. Okay. So, Wisted, by now this guy would be smelling strong of sweat. Yeah, there's radio silence, literally. While we listen a little bit, let me just quickly do this. I won't be long, because I don't want to make this too long, because there's not really much happening right now. I like being here with you, but I don't know if we need another marathon right now. Got to save our energy for when they catch him, right? And they will. I really hope they will. So, here is the, Chester County Prison. Giving us fright severe on the radio. They say, let's actually look at the career opportunities. Now hiring, let's see. What you got here? Oh boy. Wait. Let's do this. Hello, Pascal. Look, Pascal's here. On my recommended. Okay, wait. I just want to see what it looks like here. Okay, go.
My name is Officer Gray.
This is the prison. Jail.
Correction Officer 1. And I've been working for Chester County Prison for 13 years. I work in the ID department. I work in intake. I process the inmates in and out. When we get new commitments, I process them in. And when they're being discharged or going to court, I process them out for court. You meet nice people and you get good on the job training. Even in my personal life, my mother passed away 3 years ago. The job was very supportive. And we also have mental health, and they don't mind talking to you. And that helped me out a whole lot. I love this job so much, I'm planning on retiring from here. And I don't plan on leaving. I don't know how many years I'm gonna do, but I know it's gonna be a long time. You get great benefits, great pay. You get, right soon when you start, you get time off. You get double time for holidays. You know, we got some people that's been here 30, 40 some years. Like, it's amazing.
Okay. Sorry, I just put some background music there. Okay, thank you so much to Jefferson. Really appreciate it. Paulie said, "Lol, you meet nice people in the jail." Well,
3-3 call to NDC check for a phone assignment.
We're listening to the police scan a little bit. Visitation. Chester County Prison has resumed in-house visits on a limited basis, because earlier they said here, August 31st, family visitation has been suspended until further notice. But here at the bottom, they say it's resumed. Visits will be given once a month to schedule eligible blocks for a 4-week period. After the 4th week is scheduled to repeat itself. Only one visit with up to 3 visitors will be allowed, and all of that. Okay, I can link this for you if you do want to just explore this page a little bit. I just thought I'd show you where the hell did this guy escape from and what's going on here. So let's look at the job opportunities after accepting the cookies. They said there's a lot of vacancies, right? Well, right now they only have one. Corrections officer. That's all they got. They said there's many, though. They've got how many vacancies? We read it yesterday. Wow. Okay. Links. Employment opportunities, mission statement, prison history. You got an organizational chart for us? Okay. The warden. And that one resigned. Or took administrative leave on the day that the inmate escaped. And apparently they were very busy welcoming the new guy. Something like that. Again, social media. Pinch of salt. Wow. Okay. There's not much else to really show you here. They don't really have like a... Yeah, community transit. They don't really have pictures or anything for us to see. Incoming inmates, inmate information. Anyway, I will link that for you if you do want to explore that a little bit more. So we got that. There's really nothing happening on this radio, huh? Really nothing at all. Okay, Kay Lee said the PC-12 has really expanded his flight pattern and
Yeah,
is
well,
staying...
call 30 when you're available. Ramblewood Trailer Court, 270 West Euclid Avenue, Lot 3. Ambulance and medics being dispatched for a pound of pain.
Let me just close this. Okay, we're looking at the flight radar, if we can. The PC-12, yeah. It has expanded. We looked at this earlier. I'll show you again. Yeah, the PC-12 is the only aircraft out there today, it looks like. No choppers or anything. Probably got lots of drones, as we said. And they've really broadened the search. Look at that. Yes. Shy said, my mom...
06 Ball 2, check and receive for the phone assignment specific.
My mom thinks you're great. Thanks for the live stream. Thank you so much. Oh. Joan said, my daughter-in-law works in administration at the prison. Okay. And how are they feeling there at the prison? Are they feeling like, oh no, what happened? Or I don't know, what are they saying there at the prison? Are they all on high alert? More secure? What? Tell us. Okay. Jean Taylor. If they're sure they know where he is, troops should be set up at all entrances of the woods and start walking towards the center of the woods. Makes total sense to me. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're trained with all their strategies, right? I would hope. I think so. The U.S. Marshals, they don't mess around, as you guys say. All we saw with Brian Laundrie, though, was how very difficult it was to find him, and eventually they just found bones. Not actually him. And a backpack and all the things that he had there with him. Personal belongings, right? Okay. Gene said he's getting away if they expanded the search. As I say, I'll keep you guys posted. Let me go check. You know, I'm going to go checking quickly. I'm just going to leave this on here for you. Wait 1 second. Let's leave the flight radar on, the police scanners on, and let me just quickly see what's happening on social media before I go. You just never know if there's more info for us. Jefferson, thank you again. Okay, so if you go to Twitter and you go hashtag Danelo Cavalcante, and you go to latest, you will see the latest posts on social media there. Twitter's a really great place to be, or X, whatever. It's still twitter.com. I still argue that. It's still Twitter. Okay, but anyway, maybe one day it'll change, the actual link. That'll be quite a thing to do, huh? But the point is, if you go there, hashtag Danelo Cavalcante, you'll see the latest and you'll see lots of things there. Okay, so let's just see if there's anything while we're watching this. Here's that Longwood area as well. They're going over here. But look at this area. They're really looking at a lot. Here's that Kennett Square. Leslie Culver, thank you so much. Yeah, Johnny said the laundry's found bones. Thank you, Johnny. You are right. The laundry's found bones. Leslie, thank you so much. And Jessica Cross, thank you as well. I'm trying to put on screen, but sometimes YouTube glitches out. Because especially when there's a lot of chatters here. Don't know why. Hope YouTube sorts it out one day. Jessica said, long-time lurker from New Zealand here. Love your stuff, G. Thank you, Jessica. Everyone thinks I'm from where you are. When I say the Netherlands, they think I'm from New Zealand.
Stop, 300 block, Parkwood.
Okay, so let's see. Manhunt continues. Late update about fugitive Danelo Cavalcante. There's an NBC Philadelphia article. Let's look. Is it a video? What do we got? It's a video. Okay.
Lucy Bustamante. The tension remains very high in Chester County as authorities are still looking for this convicted murderer who somehow escaped the prison there last week. Police don't really know where Cavalcante is right now. His name is Danelo Cavalcante, but they say that he could be very close by. This weekend he was spotted.
Nice pronunciation. Danelo Cavalcante, huh? That was nice, okay?
Less than 2 miles away from the Chester County Prison in Westchester. Investigative reporter Claudia Vargas is in this township now where law enforcement officials are continuing to search for Danelo Cavalcante. Claudia, what is the latest in this investigation? A lot of people are just feeling unsafe and impatient about it.
Right, Lucy. Well, law enforcement officials are still focused on the residential area just down the street from the Chester County Prison. Lenape Road, which is right here behind me, remains closed as some of the residential streets that jut out from it. And as you mentioned, Danelo Cavalcante was seen on some Ring doorbell video on early Saturday morning. And as far as we know, he hasn't been seen since and remains on the loose, but police do believe he's in the area. Now, 34-year-old Brazilian native Danelo Cavalcante escaped from Chester County Prison Thursday, 1 week after he was sentenced to life in prison for murdering his girlfriend in front of her children. Authorities have not yet said how Cavalcante escaped. They have warned, though, that he is a dangerous man and are asking the public to be vigilant. He is 5 feet tall, about 120 pounds, with long, dark, curly hair. If you do see him, police ask that you call 911. Authorities are offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to his capture. Now, what should have been a relaxing Labor Day weekend for families here in Chester County has been paralyzed by the intense search for Cavalcante. Longwood Gardens is just reopening today after being closed for the weekend as a precaution. And police, along with U.S. Marshals, have been searching for 5 days now as Cavalcante continues to evade authorities.
The fact that this guy is still out there after all this time, it's insane. It's been going on since Thursday, but we thought it'd be over with by now.
Now, the Chester County District Attorney is planning to hold a news conference to update us on what's been going on. That'll be at 1 p.m. today, and we'll, of course, bring you updates as we get them. In Pocopson Township, Claudia Vargas, NBC 10 News.
Okay, let me check this off. Sorry, it's refreshing itself. Replay, yes.
The hunt for a killer.
That's what we got so far. Okay, what else can I tell you? That's it for now, everyone. That's it for now. Okay, I'm just checking what you guys are saying. Yes, the rest of the letter I saw. If everybody, it's actually you guys are putting me in an awkward position. I love boots on the ground footage, okay? Love it. Just Google people before you're like, do it, go. That's what you guys did to me. My inbox flooded with all your messages. You're very protective, I understand. I have no shade with anyone, not judging anyone for their past or anything like that. But I mean, I just got to take it with a pinch of salt, okay? I got to vet things sometimes a lot better. And you guys helped me to do that. So thank you so much. I'm busy with looking at the manhunt. I'm deep diving the facts, bullet points, documents, timelines. I'm not generally spending my time vetting everybody on social media. And sometimes, as much as I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, sometimes Grizzlies will fill up my inbox and say, listen, aren't you aware of this, and this, and this? And I'm like, what? What is happening? So I got to take everything on social media right now with a little bit of breaks and a bit of a pinch of salt. As much as I appreciate boots on the ground, okay? So just do your homework, okay? I don't know how else to say it. Do your homework. I got to do mine too. We all got to do it. But my homework I'm looking at the case, okay? I'm like, press conference, documents, bullet points, Maptime, let's go, let's see it. So please continue to share the flyer. Please continue to share the press conference. Continue to share the tip line. Everybody needs to know, okay? I'm gonna be on social media. I'll be monitoring all these streams, all the live streams that are happening everywhere, okay? But over here, we want to keep it as factual as possible. That's what we want to do, and that's what I always try to do, okay? So pinch of salt for social media. And we'll see how it goes. If there's any news, if there's an actual sighting, not a maybe, not a hype, actual sighting. If we hear on the scanner, anything, I'll go live. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, okay? Set it to all. I'll go live if there actually is vetted, credible information. Do we understand? Okay, Either Bunny said, thank you for all you do. Great work. You do what you do because it's great. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So I'll see you guys again very soon. I hope I'll see you very soon. How about that? Really hope so. Please email me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com, if you have any information that you want to share, or if you do have footage, please. I'm not asking you for footage, but if you do go out there and you're driving, you're making footage, and you want to send it, you can, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Okay? Clearly people are not understanding what I'm saying. You can email it to me, okay? You can also tag me on Twitter if you want, at True Crime Grizzly is my handle. Yeah, pinches of salt, buttercup, you got that, that's right. Smart, so smart, you guys. And I will see you as soon as there's news, if there's anything. If not, well, I hope you guys have a wonderful Labor Day. I think it was a 4-day weekend for you, was it not? And you know who else it was a 4-day weekend for? Oh, yeah, California. You know why? For everyone in America. But remember, we're following the trial of Gareth Pursehouse. That will continue tomorrow, Tuesday, which will be September 5th. We're going to be following that, except the footage is always a day delayed. So by the next day, on Wednesday, they'll release the footage. I'm going to bring you the summaries as always. There's always something happening on Grizzly True Crime. Okay? And I will see you soon for whatever it is. So not just this case. If you're brand new here, you might want to check out, do some homework on the case of Dr. Amy Harwick, who was murdered by a very obsessive, jealous boyfriend, allegedly. He's on trial for her murder, okay? So we're looking at that right now as well. We're looking at many cases all the time. And I'll keep you posted on as many of them as I can. Thank you, everyone. I will get some rest, and I didn't go for my trot this morning in the forest. I did not make it. I went to bed at 5 a.m. Had a nap and continued to listen to the scanner and see what's happening out and about. Jessica Cross, welcome. So maybe tomorrow I'll go for a little forest jog. We shall see. All right, everyone. I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much, mods, patrons, members, everyone for the stickers, all your love. Really appreciate you spending your time here with me. See you in the next one. Bye.